The Supreme Court will hear a major abortion case. It's taking up a Louisiana law that requires doctors who perform abortions to have admitting privileges at a local hospital. The law would leave the state with just one clinic. The court will consider whether the measure unduly burdens women, and this will be the first abortion-related case heard by the Supreme Court since Justice Brett Kavanaugh was confirmed. CBS News reporter Kate Smith is here, and Kate, you've been following this abortion story very closely. I want to ask you, what's really at the core of this, and what does this mean?
Absolutely. So the Louisiana case that is going before the Supreme Court, it's an admitting privilege case. Now, what that means is that essentially the state law from Louisiana says that if you are a doctor that provides abortion, you have to have admitting privileges at a nearby hospital. Now, why that is so difficult is that there's no law that compels the hospital to give an abortion provider admitting privileges. So what you end up happening is all of these abortion providers would love to get admitting privileges, but they can't get them because none of these hospitals will allow them to get the privileges. So what ends up happening is the clinics have to close. Now, why this is so critical is that the Supreme Court has actually already ruled on a case identical to this. Back in 2016, they looked at Whole Woman's Health. That was a reference to a clinic in Texas. Again, virtually the exact same law.
So why agree to take it up then if they've done this, right?
Well, that's the huge question, right? And what's different? The only thing that has changed between 2016 and today is a new makeup on the Supreme Court. You have two new justices who are both conservative. You know, the Kennedy vote is not there anymore. So even though none of the facts have changed in this case, the situation hasn't changed, none of the precedent has changed, you know, who is deciding this case has dramatically shifted.
Let's say that the Supreme Court chooses to uphold the Louisiana law. What would that mean for abortion when it comes to the United States and other states as well?
For Louisiana, it would mean that they would become the 7th state in the entire country with just one abortion clinic for patients. Now that's, you know, Louisiana is not a small state. That would have, you know, a dramatic influence on women trying to have an abortion. And, you know, I was on a press call this morning and they said the majority of women who seek abortions in Louisiana, they're low-income women. 70% are women of color. And so they are saying that this, you know, it disproportionately affects that segment of the population because, you know, as we know, before Roe v. Wade today, you know, rich white women, they'll always be able to get abortions because, you know, you can travel somewhere. And so it disproportionately affects that segment of the population. And what it would mean for other states that have passed admitting privileges that were then found unconstitutional because of Whole Women's Health, all of those laws, they would, you know, take another crack at them and effectively could really significantly shut down abortion care.
All right. I want to thank you very much, Kate Smith, for giving us an update on this.